Ready? All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, April 9th, and this is your update. So, wanted to just share with you the state of Florida update, which at 11:45, as of 11:45 today, there are 16,364 positive cases with 354 deaths. And Merrill just told me that there was one death in Martin County, a total of 109 cases in Martin County. Palm Beach is at 1,260, and then St. Lucie is at 132. So we're holding our own here. I'm happy to report that there are no positive cases here at Sandhill Cove, and I would like to keep it that way. So I need you to continue to do what you're doing. We're meeting with all of the employees as well this week just to touch base with them and remind them and just thank them, and just, everyone just hunkering down and continuing to honor the social distancing guidelines that have been set forth for us by the government, and both federal and local, and then of course here at Sandhill Cove. So I don't have a lot of updates, just kind of more minor things. I noticed today that the ATM, I went to put my card in, and it said, please take your cash before before they release the card, and no cash came out. So we did put a notice on the ATM that the ATM is no longer working, and we did contact them, and they are not interested in coming on site and fixing that. So with that and the bank being closed, if you have a deposit that you would like to make and you can't do it via your mobile device, if you would like to complete a deposit slip and bring your deposit slip with your item down to the front desk, we will run it over to the bank on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Debbie, our accounting director, runs out to the bank throughout the week to make deposits and so forth. So that is a service that we can also provide to you. Good news on the bandanas. We have received those. We received our surgical masks earlier this week. We've received another order of bandanas. So we are going to place a bandana in each of your brown bags. If there's a couple, you'll get two. Those will go in the brown bag tomorrow night. And we do encourage you to use them. Use them as you're out and about. In addition, the CDC guidelines really for laundering them is if they're soiled or if they're wet. So if you sneeze into them or anything of that nature, they do encourage you to wash them if they're wet or soiled. So in addition, and this is just a friendly reminder from your neighbors and just some observations, so I don't want our dog walkers to take this the wrong way, but sometimes apparently when somebody sees a dog, there's some congregation going on. The dogs are magnets, so just overall, just be very mindful of the social distancing, even when it comes to petting our furry friends. We are bringing to you today at 4:30 a cooking demonstration led by our very own Jeremy, our executive sous chef. So we're really excited to bring this to you at 4:30 today. So hopefully you can also watch that as well. When we met with the maintenance folks this morning, they said that there is an increase in code reds, and basically what that means is smoke detectors going off in the apartment. So they just simply asked me just to put the message out there, just to remind you that when you're cooking toast or cooking, just to be mindful of not burning whatever it is that you're cooking, or the toast or what have you. So just to be mindful of that. Also, just another reminder, packages. So when packages are delivered, we are holding them for 24 hours, and then we are distributing them after that 24-hour mark. This is the CDC's recommendations because the coronavirus the COVID-19 can live on cardboard and those types of surfaces for up to 24 hours. Also, Mary wanted me to remind you that we continue to do the pharmacy pickup. This service is going to be provided from Sunday through Thursday. Orders must be called in on those days before 2 p.m. And the number to call is Mary's extension, which is 223-6130. That's 223-6130. And again, pharmacy pickup will continue. That's Sunday through Thursday, and we're just asking that your order be called in before 2 p.m. And as I'm talking about pharmacy, I am reminded that we do run to Publix on Martin Downs, do the pharmacy run. We include that in our pharmacy run. By now you've probably heard or read that there was a positive case at Publix on Martin Downs. So I'm glad that we stopped going when we did, doing the grocery runs over there. But it's bound to happen. So I had heard a rumor that Publix was actually closed, but I don't think that's true because their pharmacy is still open. So, and then lastly, I just want to say to each of you, regardless of your religion, if you celebrate, if you're Jewish, you're celebrating Passover Seder. So yesterday started that. I think last night was the first night of Seder. Tonight is the second night of Seder. So for our Jewish friends, happy Passover. There's a word that I'm supposed to say, but it's so guttural, and I would probably screw it up, so I'm not going to say that. So I'm just going to take the easy route and say happy Passover. Karen's laughing at me. She's blowing me kisses. So, and Meryl's laughing too. And then, obviously, for our Christian folks, happy Easter. I know this has been a challenging time, and really just appreciate your continued focus, your ideas, your suggestions, your warm welcomes. Phyllis did go to Joann Fabrics yesterday and got a bunch of fabric, and I believe that's going to be passed off to Barbara Foltz, and there's going to be some coordination. The challenge, though, is that we cannot find elastic anywhere. Joann Fabric is sold out of the elastics for these masks, so they had to retreat to using ribbon. So, but anyways, if you have any interest in participating in that project, please reach out and speak to Barbara Foltz. Otherwise, tune in at 4:30 today for our very own Jeremy. He's walking in the background. You can't see him. For our very own Jeremy doing a cooking demonstration. So with that, have a wonderful weekend, happy Easter, and all the best, and continue to practice that social distancing. And we certainly appreciate your kindness, and all that you are giving us during this challenging time. So thank you. And with that, I'm going to bring up Meryl Snyder, the president of our Residents Council. Let's see if we can do the handoff of the mic without cross-contamination.
Okay, I just have a couple of things I want to bring up. It's so good to be back here at the Stay-at-Home Lounge. And just to be clear, the bar remains closed. But they have assured me that they won't run out of prune juice. I think that's important. I had an email from a friend just thinking about working within the guidelines. A friend emailed me and said, what he has done is he's actually placed a bottle of wine in each of his rooms in his home. And the reason he did that was because he felt like by doing that, he could go bar hopping. So there's another way to sort of work within the guidelines and still have a good time. I just wanted to reinforce the whole bridge online game at trickstercards.com. Most people have, I think, picked up directions for this. They've been playing it. There have been no complaints. Nobody's asked for help. So I assume that's all going swimmingly. There are plenty of more directions available at Mary Beth's station at the front desk. So pick them up and please play your bridge online, enjoy it, and I think that's a great way to work within the guidelines and still have fun here. The other thing I want to remind everybody of, tomorrow in the newsletter, you're going to see an entry form that looks like this. You probably can't quite see it from there, but this is our Ideas Within Borders, and we're asking for the ideas starting tomorrow. And you'll see on here that we ask you to not only give us your idea, but to put down as your name and the date and actually even the time that you're submitting this. And the reason for that is if we get 2 ideas that are submitted on the same day, the first guy with the idea is going to be the guy that gets the chance to win the $100. So just fill these all out. You'll have a week to do it. You'll get them tomorrow, the 10th of April. They're due back by the 17th, end of day, the 17th of April. From then on, we will go through everything, we'll review it with Sean, and we'll decide on who gets the $100 prize for coming up with the best idea for staying within the guidelines and creating more fun here at Sand Hill Cove. So that's really all I have now, so I guess we'll be seeing you again next Tuesday will be the next update. All right, that's it for now. Thanks.